Welcome to my channel. Before you scroll away, I want you to answer one question that will change how you see your entire life. Why did you quit? Not the job, not the gym, not the diet. I'm talking about the dream you buried at 3 a.m. when nobody was watching. The one you pretended to forget. Because tonight, I'm going to tell you a story about a man who quit everything, walked into the desert to die, and came back with a secret that turned him into a legend. Stay with me till the end, because the last line of this story is the reason you're still breathing. His name was Adam. He was 34 years old, and he had officially become invisible. Not the movie kind of invisible where you can walk through walls. The worst kind. The kind where you walk into a room full of people and nobody looks up. The kind where your own phone stops buzzing because even spam callers have given up on you. Adam used to be someone. 10 years ago, he was the kid everyone bet on. The one teachers pointed at and said, "That boy is going somewhere." He had a plan. He was going to build a company. He was going to make his mother proud. He was going to prove to his father, who left when he was 7, that a son can grow into a giant even without a shadow to stand under. But life doesn't care about plans. Life cares about pressure. And pressure had crushed Adam slowly, so slowly he didn't even feel himself breaking. First, his business failed. Then his best friend, the one he trusted with everything, walked away with the last of his savings. Then his fiancée looked at him one Sunday morning, put the ring on the kitchen counter, and said the 6 words that gutted him. "I can't wait for you anymore." And Adam, who had once promised the world he would move mountains, now couldn't even move himself out of bed before noon. One night in October, Adam did something he had never done before. He packed a small bag, walked out of his apartment without locking the door, drove until the city lights disappeared behind him, and kept driving until the road turned into dust. He arrived at the edge of a wide, empty desert just as the sun was rising. He didn't know why he was there. He just knew he couldn't be anywhere else. He got out of the car, left the keys inside, and started walking into the sand. He wasn't planning to come back. He wasn't planning anything. He was done planning. He was done being Adam. He walked for hours. The sun climbed higher. His mouth turned dry. His shoes filled with sand. And still he walked because walking was easier than thinking. Around noon, when the heat was so heavy it felt like a hand pressing on his chest, he saw something in the distance. A shape. A small, crooked shape sitting alone under the only tree for miles. As he got closer, he saw it was an old man, thin as a bone, skin like old paper, sitting cross-legged in the sand, calm as a stone, drinking tea from a small metal cup as if he were sitting in his own living room. Adam stopped. He didn't know what to say. The old man looked up, smiled with almost no teeth, and pointed at the sand next to him. "Sit," he said. "You look tired." Adam sat down because he had no strength left to refuse. The old man poured tea into a second cup and handed it to him. They didn't speak for a long time. Finally, the old man said, "So, you came here to die?" It wasn't a question, it was a fact. Adam felt tears rise in his eyes, and he nodded, because for the first time in years, someone had actually seen him. The old man smiled again. "Good," he said. "I also came here to die 40 years ago." Adam looked at him, confused. 40 years ago?" The old man nodded slowly. "I was 34, same as you. My wife had died. My son had died, my business had died, I had nothing. So I walked into this desert to finish the job, but something stopped me." Adam leaned in. "What stopped you?" The old man took a long sip of tea and looked at the horizon. "A question," he said. "The same question I'm going to ask you now, and I want you to answer me honestly because your life depends on it. He turned to Adam and his eyes were sharp like glass. "Why did you quit?" Adam started to speak. He wanted to say, "I quit because I failed. I quit because I lost everything. I quit because life was too heavy." But the old man raised his hand. "Stop. Those are excuses. I asked why you quit, not what happened to you. Things happen to everyone, but not everyone quits. So tell me, why did you quit?" Adam sat in silence for a long time. The sun moved across the sky, and slowly, painfully, the truth began to rise inside him like water in a well. He didn't quit because his business failed. He quit because he was afraid to try again and fail bigger. He didn't quit because his friend betrayed him. He quit because he was afraid to trust anyone else. He didn't quit because his fiancée left. He quit because he was afraid he wasn't lovable. He didn't quit because life was too hard. He quit because he was afraid he wasn't strong enough. He quit because deep inside, in a place he had never looked, he had started to believe he didn't deserve a good life. He looked at the old man and his voice was barely a whisper. "I quit because I was scared." The old man closed his eyes and nodded slowly. "Yes," he said, "that is the real answer. Every man who quits, quits for the same reason. Not because life is too hard, because he is too scared. Scared of what he might become if he really tried. Scared of shining. Scared of being seen. Scared of proving that all his old excuses were lies." Adam felt something crack open inside his chest. Not break open. The old man leaned closer. "Listen to me, young one. I'm going to tell you the secret that saved my life 40 years ago, and I want you to carry it out of this desert like it's the only water you have. Are you ready?" Adam nodded. The old man said, "Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the price of success. Every person you admire has paid it. Every legend has cried in the dark. Every winner has, at some point, sat exactly where you are sitting right now, wondering if it was worth it. The only difference between them and the rest of the world is that they stood up one more time than they fell. That's it. That is the whole secret. One more time." Adam felt the tears finally fall. Not sad tears, something else. Tears that had been waiting years to come out. The old man kept going. "You think you have nothing, but you have the most powerful thing a human can have. You have a second chance. Every morning the sun comes up is a second chance. Every breath is a second chance. Every single beat of your heart is the universe whispering, 'Try again, try again, try again.' Most people ignore that whisper. They call it noise. But the ones who listen, the ones who really listen, they become the people that stories are written about." Adam sat there in the sand, and something began to change inside him. Not slowly, all at once, like a light being switched on in a room that had been dark for 10 years. He suddenly saw his life not as a graveyard of failures, but as a training ground. Every loss had been a lesson. Every betrayal had been a boundary. Every heartbreak had been a mirror. He had been so busy calling himself a failure that he had missed the fact that he had survived things that would have destroyed most people. He wasn't weak. He had been carrying weight that most people never even lift. The old man stood up, his bones cracked like dry wood. He looked down at Adam and smiled one last time. "Go back," he said. "Your life is not over. Your life is finally beginning, but this time don't build it to impress anyone. Don't build it to prove your father wrong. Don't build it to win back the woman who left. Build it because you are alive, and being alive is the greatest gift ever given, and wasting it is the only real failure." Then he turned, and he walked away into the desert, and Adam never saw him again. Adam walked back to his car. His legs were shaking, but his heart was steady. He drove back to the city. He didn't have a plan yet, but he had something better. He had a reason. Over the next 5 years, Adam rebuilt his life brick by brick. He started a small business from his kitchen. It failed. He started another one. It struggled. He started a third. It grew, slowly, then suddenly. He fell in love again, but this time with someone who saw him clearly. He made peace with his father before the old man passed away. He took care of his mother in her final years. And every single morning, before he did anything else, he looked in the mirror and asked himself the same question the old man had asked him. Why did you quit? And every single morning he answered, I didn't, not today. So now I'm going to ask you the same question. The question that saved a dying man in a desert. The question that turned an invisible man into a legend. The question that is knocking on the door of your soul right now, waiting for you to open it. Why did you quit? Was it really because life was too hard? Or was it because you were scared of how big you might become if you didn't? Your second chance is not coming tomorrow. It's not coming Monday. It's not coming when you feel ready. Your second chance is right now in this moment, in the fact that you are still here, still breathing, still watching. The universe is whispering it to you one more time. Try again. Try again. Try again. Will you finally listen? Or will you quit one more time and call it peace? The choice, my friend, has always been yours. It always will be. So tell me,